Hello, Farlanders. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Woof, indeed. That's right. It is... What is it? What is the day? What is days? It is March 18th, 2025. As we leave our kind of crooked... Whoa! Well then. I almost had a moment making this hidey hole, didn't I? I noticed coming out that I could see through the world and there was light in this cave right there. Let's just make that a little safer for Wolfie. Grab that dog. And continue west towards the Farlands here in Minecraft Beta 173. Ooh, pigs. Don't mind if I do. Did I get Wolfie? Sure. Let's say I did. And he will appear momentarily. There he is. I knew it. I was not concerned for such things as these. How's it going? What's up? What's new? A lot of pigs. We might need them. Well, as long as they're not dry. There we go. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. Where's the number? There's the number. We left off at 74,687.39 megabytes on the world save size. Is that necessary? Is anybody being informed when they hear that number? I just do it out of habit now. It was something interesting that we never included in the episodes because I never showed the loading screen, or like the world select screen rather. But since we started doing streams, it's on there, so it's I don't know. I will either sometimes overestimate or underestimate people's depth of interest in all things Farlands or Bust. Indeed. Jorbs. Heidi ho, streamerinos. I tell you what, pretty soon you're gonna tell me that I'm stealing Cone's content. Because this guy, barring any sort of massive failure, is about to be forklift certified. Even though we don't imagine this job will require frequent, if any, real forklift usage. But it's there, it's on offer, but we're doing it. That's what I was trying to print, was I did the online part, and then we're gonna have a practical in-person, in forklift part. Today, I got skills in cutting 510 holes in weed mat on the ground with a blowtorch. Spooky blowtorch noises. On our first day, we had to measure and mark where all of these 510 holes go. Well, like, without giving too much away, the place where we work is a experimental agriculture place where they do experiments on plantings of trees and other plants and stuff like that. So this is a new thing, that's a new experiment that's going in. And it needs to go in. This is why they hire extra people for the spring, is because everything needs to get planted in the spring, you know, so there's a bit of a deadline. The hard part is going to be in these newly burned holes, we have to put pots with the bottoms cut out. So the pots' edges basically have to go into the mud, the dirt, the soil. That is going to be the hardest part. I mean that's also part of it, is cutting the bottom out of the pots. So that's also going to be something the girlfriend has already done, I think 100 of them. But yeah, so far so good. There's been a lot of orientation and going through a bunch of web browser-based training, you know, about all the different... what's the word I'm looking for? Stuff. Employee... You know, instead of just getting a big employee handbook, it's all on the internet now. Yeah, orientation. Learning about the different policies and acknowledging the rules and whatnot. Ooh, is that one waterfall? Neat. Careful, Wolfie. He was not. He was not careful. Radiant. It radiated outwards. Oh, not even... Good lord. Good lord, what is happening here? I could get a better shot of it. Hey, Wolfie. Oh, there's a mushroom there, too. Fix it so it fills that hole. Fills the hole. Oh, Wolfie. There's a tendril that goes right to the edge of a hole, but it doesn't go in. Listen, it's too late. We're well beyond it.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Room Viking.
3 months of a tier 1 sub is what that anonymous user gave. Thank you very much, anonymous gifter. So yeah. I mean, it's only been 2 days. But one of the things, as somebody who's been self-employed for the past 14 years, it's a nice change to be like an obvious like group of people working towards like the same goals. Not necessarily like, oh, teamwork or anything like that, but just like it's more refreshing than just being me by myself and only, you know, for myself. So it's like, what are you doing up here, sir? Why have you done this? Excuse me? Whoa. Clips. Yeah, I've already beamed it up. The jitter doesn't let me fine-tune the eclipse. That's fine. We've seen that many times. It is a trap. I mean, even just like there's like an office for our department. I don't know. It's kind of it's like I said, it's only the second day. My opinion might change, but you have a break room. I mean, like the whole there's a it like I said, it's one department in like an entire complex. There is like a lunchroom. But since I'm part-time, I'm never really going to use it because I don't get like a break. Does the lunchroom have good coffee? I don't know. I eat my breakfast and drink my coffee at home before I go. I mean, I'm like the girlfriend said, there's always like people free. Like there was we were doing orientation in the lunchroom, and there was a lady introduced herself. And she said, "Oh, there's some donuts on the counter here in the kitchen if you want any." I can't, but like stuff like that. There's not, I mean, except for right now, because we're part of the day, we're inside on the computers doing these training sessions. With the job, there's not going to be a lot of, certainly not a lot of office time. It's mostly, if not all, outdoors. And also, you're not really usually stuck in one place at one time. You're going here to this field, you're going over there to do this, and to this building that has these tools, and Bloop. The free stuff always has gluten in it. Yeah, I mean, that's what this is kind of is. But also, like, once we get into the flow of things and, like, get all of our own keys and whatever, it's also going to be a lot of, like, here's a to-do list of things that need to be to-do'd. And, like, cut the holes off of the bottoms of pots, you know, like, that's kind of a one-person job, so go and do that for a couple hours. I like how that's how the episodes are starting to get known. It's the that's what she says and can I have your pudding episode. True. Both the same episode. Did Leave Nana Alone go away? No, I was thinking of bringing it back. Because that was for Twitch Prime subs, but I replaced it with Jeff Bezos laughing. But then we very quickly got sick of that. But yeah, I think I want to bring back You're Not Nana, Nana's Dead. Except I want to cut off the Leave Her Alone part, because that's where she, like, screams, and that can be kind of loud. Oh yes. Yeah, now it's What a Day, but I don't know that the Three Stooges are getting the shared cultural response that perhaps I, an old, remember or am fond of. No, that one's the best Three Stooges one. I mean, it's only because I recently, it's on, in case you want to get with the alerts, it's, all the Three Stooges are free on Tubi, and I'm sure elsewhere, and I watched through them. There's a lot more than I remember, certainly than they really used to play on TV. And there's a few, being the 1940s, that, maybe not that great. There's a lot of the Three Stooges against the Indians, who are clearly just white actors playing the Indians. And that's not so great. That's bad. And then during the 40s and World War II, there's a lot of Japanese. and at one point the Three Stooges dress up as Japanese. And that's very bad. That's not a good look at all. And I think there's one scene of it's not direct, but it's blackface, we can say. That one we can lose altogether. But there's also problematic episodes of Star Trek too. Years later. Yeah, that did look like a dungeon, but it was like 3 blocks underwater, and I was not about to deal with that. But also, like, knowing the story of the Three Stooges, near the end of Curly's run, you could tell that he's not doing well. he's already probably had a couple minor strokes, and he's not as with it, and not as quick with his lines, or he looks off screen to like check for his lines, and that's sad. That's not fun to watch. Does Tubi have ads? Yeah, because it's free. So yeah, there are commercials. I don't know. Like I said, it might be elsewhere. I'm sure that there's like a Three Stooges channel. They might all be on YouTube, but does YouTube have ads for you, I suppose, depending on if you have bread or not? I did get into the Shemp ones, but they're not as good. I never realized how old they all were when Shemp joined. Ooh. And then they just start to like reuse the old scripts and storylines, but with Shemp instead of Curly. Well, because you got to think they weren't making these for TV. They were making them to like play in a theater. So like you, as a viewer, go see it in the theater once, like, or you didn't see the old ones, so you see the new ones in the theater once. You're not gonna either remember or have seen the previous ones, so it's all new content for you. Not really meant for marathon rewatches. So there, my friends, is your Three Stooges primer. And warnings, I suppose, also. Get him, Wolfie. Oh? No. Not a diving board. Oh! That didn't stop Wolfie. What is going on? My mouse cord is like shrinking, getting shorter and shorter and more. It's probably Juno under the table, but USB cable shrinkage. Whoa. What's the bits for we're about to be killed? At the time I thought I'll remember that, but now I do not. I mean, they're driving in a car. Oh, the bits! I replaced the cone one. That's 240. Because 240 used to just be like a car crash sound effect. You got jokes.
Oh. I almost swallowed that nut.
I get jokes. Well, yeah, I mean, all the sound effect ones were before you could put videos, so you just had to have, like, an MP3 and an image. But then they allowed videos, and then, a couple weeks ago, they got rid of the text-to-speech delay for after the video, and shrugged their shoulders, and were like, well, deal with it. And I'm like, dang it. My whole system. Well, in beta 181, there's no Farlands. So, incorrect answer. Spooky noises. How'd you know? Woof. Uno. I hear you licking. Stop it. Oh. Not make those. Oh. She might. She's leaving. Or I can't see her, hear her licking her paws. What else is new, everybody? Ah. Farlands had a question. You also asked what... Anyway, whatever the question you asked last time got us on the whole thing about, like... Pre-modern internet social media sites, like Angel Fire. Hold on, I gotta make a hidey hole. There was the telescope discussion, too. I don't know that we helped anybody choose a telescope through that. I hate it. Why? Okay, I got some few valuable centimeters of mouse cable. You asked, what kind of really old tech do you secretly miss or think was really cool at the time? I don't know. I'm not... We, just growing up, were never really on the technical forefront. Like, we didn't get, like, a computer. I think I was nearly out of high school at the time, so... 1998, 1999. It was definitely a Windows 98 machine. So we were late to the modern... Oh, well, that didn't help. I wanted to jump up there, and then it all just disappeared. Yeah, I can't really think of, like, technology. Like, I remember at my elementary school library, in order to check out a book, it was like you had like a laser pen that you had to read the barcode on the book with, and like run it across the barcode, which was weird. Like, I guess the laser gun that reads a barcode, like everywhere, like at the supermarket and everywhere has nowadays, wasn't a thing. I can't remember checking out many books, but I remember that was a thing. I mean, obviously we still had the normal paper drawer card catalog. Yeah, I can't think of any, like, technology. I mean, I was even late. I was late to getting a cell phone. And then I was late to getting, like, a smartphone. And I never used any interim technology like a beeper or anything. I had a pair of sunglasses as a kid that had little mirrored parts on the outside so you could see behind you. They were like spy sunglasses or something. I probably got them from a cereal box. Those are pretty cool. I remember those. Yeah, they were side view mirrors, but on your sunglasses. What was your record, tape, CD, MP3 progression? Tapes. I mean, I definitely started with tapes. Tape cassettes. I think my first tape cassette that I owned was the Jurassic Park soundtrack. You know, the way that the cool kids listen to. I don't think I ever got like a CD Walkman. I had like a tape player Walkman, but I always knew that CD Walkmans were not great because they'd skip and stuff like that. But yeah, not too miraculous. I mean, like my dad had and still has records and probably still has his record player. He also has 8 tracks and an 8-track player in the basement. I don't know if it works. I doubt he listens to them, but that was never me. Zombles. Oh, Wolfie, you noodle. I mean, true, I did have, like, some of those I remember the boom boxes that, like, the outer speakers, like, clipped into place, and you could, like, carry the whole thing around as a unit, or you could, like, slide them out and set them apart as, like, a home theater system. They were still connected by wires, obviously, but how did I get myself in this situation? But yeah, they always had, it was like a double tape deck, so you could like make a mixtape or record off the radio. I remember doing that. I remember like waiting for a song on the radio to record. You gotta like be ready to hit record or you'll miss the beginning or you'll catch part of the introduction. Ow! This whole place is very difficult to traverse. And then they ruin the outro, right? Yeah. I mean, then again, I also remember getting like CD burners. CDR, CDRW. I mean, I did, when I was in college, I was part of the zip drive generation. Because I was in graphic design. We had very large files compared to everybody else who could get away with a floppy disk. I don't know if I have any of my zip drives, but the first computer that I bought had a built-in zip drive reader. But that was pretty quickly replaced with CDRs. I would just, you know, CDRs were basically disposable. You got a big spindle of like 100 of them. And if you needed to like save documents, you just wrote them to a CDR. And if then you needed to replace those documents with a newer version, you just use a new CDR. CDRWs were like too expensive and too much trouble for their worth. And then there was DVD-R and DVD-RW. I only remember like burning a video DVD once or twice. FBI, if you're listening, you have to tell me that's the rules. Because also, like, about that time is when, like, thumb drives, USB thumb drives became a thing. Or if it was just data, you just do a CDR. Or you make your own mix CD. Yeah, I'm kind of... I got rid of all of my tape cassettes. I had, like, a couple of those, like, cases of them. Because then I ended up with, like, getting into old cars, and, like, the SVX had a tape deck. I mean, honestly, that was the only one. And I'm like, dang, it would have been nice to have had some of my tapes. Some of my audio tape cassettes. But I still have a lot of, if not all of my CDs. Honestly, quite a few of them probably, like, of school or work documents. I mean, I still have a few. Like, 16 megabyte thumb drives around. Completely useless. Do I miss these technologies? No. But there is some nostalgia there. I mean, we did have the Apple IIc Plus, which had the big floppy drive, whatever they're called. I can't remember, just like the literally floppy drives. The 5.25-inch ones, yeah. That like, you gotta like shut the gate on them. Indeed. Fun times. Hole punching was fun. Yeah, I feel like we did do a lot of hole punching in like grade school. Binders full of women. No, binders of for each class. I don't know why schools were so obsessed. I have your 3-ring binder. You still need 3-ring binders? I don't know. Y'all got smart chalkboards and oh, hello? Am I on the internet? I'm not on the internet. Oh no. I can't believe nobody told me. Hello people on YouTube. This segment is exclusively for you. Maybe I should just keep walking. And that means they'll have to tune into YouTube too. Yeah, I've lost the entire internet. Alright, hope nothing interesting happens here, Wolfie. They sure are going to be upset. I can't stop now. I mean, I only got one bed left. I'm gonna keep going. I'm on a roll. No wonder nobody told me that I lost my internet connection. Or they cannot chat when I cannot see them on the internet. I don't know for how long that's been, too. The last thing I got was hole punching was fun, and then I went on my 3-ring binder rant. So you're getting exclusive episodes after all. I think we're back live. I don't know. I don't know. Well, no, it's dropping frames, so maybe we're not. Nope. It was fake. It was all a lie. It's kind of fun. I can't, if I lose connection to Twitch, I can't just stop walking. I have an obligation. An obligation to the Farlands. To Farlanders across the globe, regardless of if they can watch live on stream or not. So I was saying this to Mabel, I was saying... Man, that 16 creeper armory that we just blew up all at once in successive order sure was exciting, wasn't it, Wolfie? I think so. Alright, everybody on YouTube. Shh, shh. They don't know. They just got back. Don't tell them. Don't tell them anything. Oh, I didn't realize you were gone. Welcome back, everybody on Twitch. I was just doing a regular episode with me and my YouTube friends. I felt an inexplicable weight off my shoulders. A breath of fresh air. Unhindered by a constant barrage of live messages. It is, see now, I'm double dipping here. Now you guys have got to tune in when I upload this video to YouTube, to the missing segment. You'll never know the amazing things you've missed. Like this 404 cave that I found. I'm now streaming. Oh, that might be a spawner under there. Or they might all just be suffocating under the gravel. Oh well, I didn't see it. YouTube exclusive. Yeah, no, that was... the entire internet dropped. And then, like, chat stopped. Right about the time I started talking about 3-ring binders. So if you missed that conversation, boy howdy. That was a real trip. I figured if I did lose the internet connection completely, I can't just stop mid-segment. I'm in too deep. The recording continues. Yeah, Comcast increased our speeds, but decreased our reliability. That happened earlier today, too, when I was trying to print out my forklift certificate degree. Honorary. Bloop. Yeah, 3-ring binders. I talked about it. You missed it. Did they make you watch gory safety films? Not yet. I mean, during the forklift one, they did keep reusing, like, the same stock photo of, like, somebody laying down behind a forklift. And then, like, a lady on the phone, like, in anguish next to him. Well, now we know who the real Farlanders are. Are the 36 viewers who stuck around through the internet outage. Not all those other posers. Or perhaps they just haven't figured out they need to refresh their streams. Maybe. I don't know. Perhaps they're completely innocent. Wolfie. That's pretty good. It's like he just went down an elevator. Oop, that ain't right. Bloink. Pew, 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 pew. It is gonna take me a bit to get into like, well, not only like a rhythm, but also like, just like what to do. What do I do with my hands? No, like, you could tell people who've been there, including the girlfriend, have like a setup of like where they keep their gloves, where they keep their bottle of water, and like what hats they have on hand, and that sort of kind of workplace. That's a word I'm looking for. Like, insanity? Yes. No, just where, like, you know where everything is. Ergonomics? Or, yeah, organization. Organization works. Like, you know, some people have the lanyard, or they have a little thing on their belt to hold their keys, and... Yeah, your inventory organization. Yeah, yeah. Because, yeah, we do, like, go from place to place throughout the whole campus, I guess you could call it. And, like, so far, I'm like, hold on, let me grab all my stuff. I got my water, I got this, I got my gloves, I got my phone and my papers. Just I feel a bit jumbled. I'm also not... Like, I get there in the morning and I'm, like, super cold. And then as you start working, it's like, I don't need this coat anymore. Yeah, I almost need, like... I don't need a tool belt, but I almost need a tool belt. Or something, you know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. Or, you know, yeah, I mean, that reminds me of Pack Rat. Pack Rat, perhaps on brand, at all the conventions I've ever seen him with, and been with him at, has, like, a belt, and, like, carries around, like, duct tape, and, like, wire snips, and just, like, too much stuff that I don't need, but... Sorry, I just want to investigate this kind of crazy... I don't know, you never seen Pack Rat? You should get a utility kilt. You should ask Pack Rat. He might have a utility kilt. I don't think I've seen him wear one. But that seems like a very Pack Rat thing to have. Right, yeah, if you've only ever watched him playing video games sitting down, you're not gonna know. You'd have to look at, like, the Minecraft marathons. Or the conventions. Snow stepping is good. Ooh. Oh. Meow. I miss those days. Too bad Good ruined it. I don't think Good ruined anything. You just can't keep that sort of thing up for 14 years. Particularly if you're not like Yogscast famous, or and even them, even they've changed many things, many ways, many formats throughout the years. Pew. Does the Yogscast even exist anymore? Yeah. I don't know how much they do on YouTube anymore, but they're mostly streaming. Like they still have, like they're still a company, and as far as I'm aware, they employ streamers. And they do seasonal things.
This is a momentous day. You and I have just taken the first step towards ensuring peace between our peoples.
Skeppy? Thank you for the raid. We haven't heard that alert in a while. Show or movie ended too soon or got canceled before its time? I mean, I did just watch a thing about My Name. I was just thinking about it too. My Name is Earl. I'm like, what happened to that? They just got canceled on a cliffhanger. I mean, I did watch through the first season of Andor. It was good. It was interesting to see Star Wars in that way, but as a show, it was a bit plodding, I suppose. I get it came out in like 2022, and I get why it was like popular and kind of applauded, because it is very anti-fascism, anti-corporatism, and that was all, and sadly still continuing with the Palestine thing, and now our own thing we've got going on. It's very much the terrorists are the good guys in this case when you look at it from this perspective, and literally. I'm honestly kind of surprised that like Disney went ahead with it, but There were some, I felt like some pacing issues. All right, I gotta find a wall to put my hidey hole in here. This might work. A little crater here. I can't see. It's so dark. What is this? The Tomb Raider remaster? Chump. I guess it was more like the pacing of certain storylines than the pacing of the whole thing. Like that whole, the whole, what's her name? I keep wanting to call her Mon Mothra, like the Godzilla character. Mothma, that's it. Like, not really spoiler alerts, but like her problems never got solved, and they only kept like getting repeated. I've got this money problem, and then like to the next person, this money problem, it's this much money, it's a money problem, I'm gonna get caught with this money problem. Like, that was kind of frustrating, and I'm like, okay, there's some progress happening with the other characters' arcs and storylines, but she's still figuring out her money problem, and everybody's spying on her. Mothman. That's what I should have gone with. All right, but anyway, I enjoyed it, and it's on Hulu now, so I enjoyed not having to pay for Disney even more. So let's go to sleep and back up the world. What are we at? 74,754.69. Nice again. Nice again. We keep getting. I gotta get into rolling dice. Just for fun, not for gambling. Just rolling dice for fun. Megabytes on the world save. If you're listening, you have to tell me that's the rules.